It resonates with me because we are beings who are wired to create. We are creators. That's why we're here on Earth. We are here to create, and by creating, we're expressing our thoughts, feelings, our emotions, and our spirituality. Because for me, we are beings of light and love. We are souls in a human disguise in a human body. So if you're limited by your focus, some way, somehow, you're limiting actually the flow of energy, the flow of ideas to go through you. And that's actually why I resonate so much with the saying of Neville Goddard. You know, what he expresses is exactly what I was trying to stress here. You're only limited by the weakness of your attention. So what are you focusing on? And the poverty of your imagination. If you can imagine it, you can create it. But not all people can imagine it. But you have to have an idea, you have a kind of picture of it. And sometimes we don't have any pictures of it. We have to listen to our deepest intuition and see how it unfolds.
Mhm, mhm. Thank you for this nice introduction. Frank, I have tried to prepare for this meeting with you by composing or compiling the what do you do professionally, and I have put it under this video. But if you would say it with your own words, what do you do professionally for living? Would you share with us your job, your vision, your field of expertise?
I retrained as a forensic pedagogue a long time ago. I had a master's degree in that. And then I started to, and the reason why I did that, because as a young person, I already sensed that helping other people to develop themselves, although I hadn't had the words like this, yeah, pronouncing like it, saying it like this right now, but I didn't have the words to put it in this framework. But the idea of helping other people to develop themselves, helping other people to deeply dive into what the real message is and what the real tasks here in life are, is actually what I'm doing. So I rephrased it and I phrase it as this: I'm a change facilitator, and in doing so, I facilitate people to unlock and to activate their untapped, mostly untapped potential. Because in exploring that, in playing with that in life, you can create such wonderful things.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
it's the playfulness, it's the flourishing because you're playing with it, and is the discovery. It's
mhm.
discovering what you really are going to do here and doing on Earth.
Yeah. Mhm, mhm. I would like to encourage you to continue with your introduction a little bit more, a little bit deeper. Maybe I could put a question to you. What are you grateful for to have achieved in the past? Something that you would like to share, something, or if some funny story from your life, something which you are grateful for, proud of. What would it be so that the people can understand more what you are doing?
Well, one of the things I would like to share is also a personal story. During COVID, within a 14 days, 15 days, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, my business was gone. You know, people canceled everything. So I was at home and rethinking, okay, what's happening now? And I start to feel a kind of relaxation coming over me. And so, hey, this is also a time to reflect and to think about what is really mattering here. And I started to reach out to people, you know, online. And one day I met Rick Gabrielli. Rick Gabrielli is an American. And Rick and I had an instant click, you could say. We were talking about development, about life, about a lot of topics in a very open way. And that actually started a whole new adventure for me. And the adventure was creating a podcast, because what we did, we invited also Peter Fellows, and together we had great conversations. And one moment we said, okay, why don't we create a podcast out of this? Because many people were at home, and podcasts were booming at that moment. So we created the Road Ahead Cafe podcast, the Road Ahead Cafe, you know, and We created the podcast. We had more than about 100 podcasts created, and now we are building a community. But back to your question, helping other people to evolve, helping other people to create more flow of fulfillment in their life. That was actually the main theme in this podcast and what we were sharing. Every week we created that podcast. And in America, having a road trip, that's what you're going to do there. Having that road trip, many people like that. So the Road Ahead Cafe is a kind of pit stop. And a pit stop just to refuel, retool, and refresh. And that's actually what we created right now, that community. So this story is how this is, I mean, a backdrop, a setback. I was out of business. And how did I create something new? Well, it wasn't that easy, of course. But one of the things is I kept an open mind. Although I was stumbling, although I was scratching on my head, so where do I get money? I mean, where do I get business? How do I deal with this? So I'm telling you this story. So how the story, because it is actually moving from a setback and to create something nice and something great for other people. And we have many listeners, and this community is starting to grow and to grow and to grow. It's wonderful. There's one story.
I would like to encourage all our listeners to write to Frank or to me any question or comment, or even you can request the link to the community. I'm very sure that Frank would be very welcome if you join his community, if you join his podcast. I would like to ask Frank after this interview to include under this video the link for the podcast so that we can hear more about interesting things. And there is a saying that you should visualize something and then realize it. What do you think about this approach? Do you follow it?
It is all over LinkedIn and all over the internet, actually. There are, and YouTube. Many people are focusing on what you could create, the law of attraction. What you think about, you can create. Yes, I agree to that, but to a certain extent. Not all people are able to visualize. So many people, they say, well, I don't see anything. Yeah, I've been in these workshops and I've given workshops about creative visualization. So one thing is, the other way of doing it is writing down affirmations, yeah, to affirm what you really want to accomplish, to create. So creative visualization, and that's again imagination, referring to the Godard sentence, I think is very important. We are a visual society. We see and create a lot of things visually. And I think that indeed, if you can visualize it, you can create it. But there's one thing. You have to be very careful what you create and how you create it. And you have to be very careful in how you are putting it. For example, if you say, I want something to happen, the sheer wanting is actually acknowledging that's not really there. It's somewhere in the future. And every time you reinforce this or affirm this, it will keep you waiting and waiting and waiting until something happens. So many people are disillusioned. So trick in effective visualization is effective drawing something to you, actually created in your environment, created in your field of experience, is asking it and stating it very clearly and this is a trick, see it as already done. Because it is, I often say, if you order something on Amazon, you select something, you look at the price, say, okay, this is what I want. You write down your address, you pay, and you go and you wait for the return mail and say, okay, well, this is what you ordered, and that time we're going to deliver it at your doorstep. So that's wonderful. How many times in your life are you going to? How many times are you going to check if that will be delivered? Many people don't. They put it in their agenda. It will be delivered tomorrow at 5 o'clock at my house or whatever, and you expect it to be delivered, and you expect it to get it because you paid for it, it's done. This is exactly what you have to do in creative visualization. Expect it that it is already done and expect it to receive it and then let go. And that's very important. The moment that you keep on going, ordering it, you don't go over the order every day. Once you order something at Amazon or whatever online business you have, then you wait and you're going to get it. It's there. So you don't go over the procedure over and over again. There's no need for that. And people do it because they're anxious and they're not waiting. They're not seeing it being done, and just let it go.
Thank you. We are talking with my dear colleague Frank van den Horst about discovering a how would I say it? Unlocking and activating our potential. Right? Did I say correctly?
Yeah.
To be balanced people and happy in our life.
Yeah.
So not only that, we are talking about more, and I would like to introduce myself too. My name is Jiří Borch, and we are very glad that you are listening to us now. And now I will give you one question, which I give to all my guests. Have you any question for me or anything you want to ask me at this point?
Yeah. What makes you run, Jiří? What makes you? Yeah. What makes you run? What makes you authentic, to put it that way?
Yes, it's. I would like to quote my mentor, Thomas Haverda, and he is following Wu Wei principles for great leaders. And I work less. This is like really making me. Some people would be surprised, but if I work less, I can go longer. Yeah, and also I try to do things like mantras. There are mantras. These are like songs, and people are repeating these chants again and again. This is in Eastern religion. And I try to take my business as these mantras. So repeat again and again. So I would do a podcast and then 1 month later I would do it again. And I go like this. I have been going like this for 26 years. I've been a businessman. I received my trade license before 1996, and since then I have wanted to give up so many times, but for some reason I think it's something maybe inherited from my parents, I don't know. I keep going and again and I don't give up. So I would like to say to everybody, if you have hard times, if you are down, try to go on. Don't give up, continue.
Absolutely.
Thank you for this question, Frank. And now, because it's a short medallion going through your past, now we are moving to your present, and then we will talk about your future shortly. Yes. So tell me, which projects currently are you working on business-wise at this moment?
Business-wise, I have different projects. I'm a solopreneur also, but I'm also a professor at a college here in the Netherlands. We call it the University of Applied Sciences. We're all connected to a university and for a law school. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm teaching advisory skills, negotiation skills, things like that. And that's one job I have for 2 days a week. And the other things I'm doing is I'm coaching people. I'm helping people to activate their unlocked potential and discover it. And I'm working on the podcast, the Road Ahead Cafe podcast, and the community. And besides coaching, I'm also I like to make photographs. So I'm a photographer also, and making videos. So I'm also have my own podcast, and I really, really enjoy it to be here. So that's actually different aspects of my business. So it's quite broad, to say so.
I have one question for you, which we haven't prepared before, so I'm sorry for that. But this is about artificial intelligence, which is called, and I will tell you how exactly it's called. I just got this information today. It's a new thing. It's called Sora, S-O-R-E, and it's like a GPT chat, but instead of the text, it's creating videos. What do you think about this? Would you like to use it, or are you afraid of it, or vice versa? Are you willing to check it out? This Sora creating video from text, AI, artificial intelligence. What is your opinion, Frank?
I would love to check it out because I'm using ChatGPT myself, and you also use it at college, and students are using it. But you have to be. This is technology. This is a possibility, and if we are creators, what I said in the beginning, we are creating this. But there is also whatever you're free to create. You have a lot of freedom to do that. That's wonderful. But with a lot of freedom also comes a lot of responsibility. So the idea is, if you create something, that will be nice. And if is it for the better of mankind, or is it for a higher goal? To put it that way, I think that's very important. But if it is to name, frame, blame, putting people down, things like that, in a negative way, which is not enhancing, but is a negative, and then I think we have to be very careful. It's how you use it. You can use a knife in the kitchen to cut things, and that's wonderful because you can make a lovely dinner working with your knife. You know that, but you also can kill a person with a knife. So it's the use and the way you use it, and it's the attention we give it, and how we apply it. For example, this knife. The same is how do we apply artificial intelligence or ChatGPT or whatever how you want to call it, and also that new feature. Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm open to it. I don't say no to it, but you have to be careful, and you have to have a high level of responsibility. That's what I say.
Yes. I'm surprised that the small children of my sister, I have 2 nephews and niece, Elishka and Timik, and they are using it already. I was surprised. Of course, to generate some fairy tales and things like that, but they are using it already, like small children, 3 years old. So I'm very, very happy and a little bit afraid also at the same time. And today I was speaking to one of my friends about the usage of this artificial, and we came up with many ideas, like to use it to find a new energy for mankind, to use it to solve the water supplies on the earth, to use it to discover moon again, and things like that. So many interesting things which can help. And as you said correctly, I resonate with your words. Exactly. Yes. Thank you for your sharing.
Yeah.
My last question for today is about the future. What does it hold? Could you invite us to some of, do you work online also? Do you have some kind of webinars, seminars upcoming? What would you like, or podcast upcoming?
What holds the future? Oh, the future holds different things depending on the angle you look at it. I think what's important to look, I rephrase it. If you look at life, for me, I think it is very important that we recognize that we are guided by a principle of interconnectedness, and that interconnectedness creates a responsibility in the services and activities we provide as business owners, but also as in person. And how can we help people to contribute to the greater good, to promote a sense of unity, empathy, gratitude, and spiritual well-being, so that everybody can be more prosperous. With that I mean, we have to uplift humanity, rising humanity. And that I mean is, with that I mean, we have to help to heal what we have broken. I'm not going to discuss the climate changes, but for me, they are quite clear. So it has to do also with creating a better world, to take care of the world and to take care of ourselves, and to uplift that, and be able to contribute to that way of thinking and living, of course, is what I'm focusing on for the near future.
Can you invite us also to the meditation with the healing light? Just a short, brief invitation, because I really liked it. I would like to recommend you to other people, if I can, like this. I know that I have to ask your permission, but I would recommend Frank's healing powers, definitely, because it helped me and it really helped me. So can you maybe tell very briefly about you as a like a healing theory, your
Yeah.
healing theory?
One of the things I'm doing, and it's increasingly, yeah, becoming a more important part of my life and actually also my business, is helping other people to heal themselves. Helping other people to heal themselves. That's also activating your untapped potential. For me, everybody has the potential to heal themselves. If you look, you have a cut in your finger, yeah, and if you don't do stupid things with it, yeah, it will heal itself. And you can put a band-aid on it and in a week or something like that, depending, of course, how deeply the cut is. Or maybe you can go to the hospital, have stitches in there. The end is the doctor says, okay, now it has to heal. So what the doctor does and are doing is putting trust in your self-healing capability your body has. It's a proof of fact. I don't have to explain that.
Mhm.
Now, the interesting thing is that we start to doubt that we don't believe it because cutting my finger is something else than healing my broken leg. Of course, you go to the doctor, he fixes your leg, you put it maybe in a plaster, and then he says again, wait for 6 weeks or whatever it is, then it will heal by itself because they're waiting to heal, that the bones are healing themselves so that they're strong again. And it's also a proof of fact. Again and again, there's so much evidence that you can start to heal yourself. You have to believe in it. I've seen miraculous things happen, but just helping other people to start to believe that's one thing, and start to unlock that potential you have. There's one disclaimer. And the disclaimer is this. Sometimes, and that sounds a little bit spiritual, but I have to tell this. Sometimes before you became to earth as a being and be born, you made a contract, to put it that way. And maybe in that contract is I will catch a disease and I have to deal with that disease as an awake moment of awakening in myself. Yeah, as a spiritual awakening to remember who I really am. That means that it is not that easy, to put it that way, to heal that ailment because it's part of a bigger picture. So that's a disclaimer I have to share with you guys. But in general, you have the potential, and it's a challenge to unlock that potential. And is it possible? Yes, it's possible. I've seen the evidence. And by the way, you've seen the evidence yourself. The cutting your finger. I mean, what else do I have to say?
Yes, yes, perfect. Thank you very much. Our honored guest today was and now I should read in the Dutch because I studied a little bit. Frank van den Horst.
Correct.
And my name is Iji Bosch. Thank you, Frank, for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being
And
here.
I would like to invite Frank to the second volume of our talks, if you accept, because I would like to. Let's meet again for a talk volume number 2. What do you think about that in the future?
I would love that. And I also have a subject. I would like to talk more about healing yourself and your healing
Mhm.
capability. That's what I would like to share with you guys. But anyway, I'm open to anything else.
Thank you for listening to our audience, and bye
Great.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Frank, can you stay here a little bit longer with me, please? I just go to the toilet quickly. I'll be right
Yeah.
back. Give me 1 minute, please, and I'll be right back, and we can just chat a little bit more about
Yeah.
organizational things.
I take a glass of water. Yes, I will.
Perfect. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to work with this video from my side. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's okay, but let's have a look at it and let's see how, yeah, if it was okay, well recorded, things like that. And then, yeah, if you share me the link, I can share it also in LinkedIn, for example. We can promote
Yes.
it, I can promote you, you can promote me, things like that. So that will
Yes,
be,
yes, definitely. I will send you the YouTube link to the video. Before we
yeah,
promote it, I would like to get a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I promote it on LinkedIn. But feel free, if you like it, feel free to promote it earlier. And the reason why is this, because before you, I have 3 more, 2 ladies and 1 gentleman, which I promised to put it earlier to the
sure.
LinkedIn. You know this podcasting business, so.
Yeah, I know.
From my side, I'm open. I liked it, and thank you so much again. And hope to recover soon. I also had today some problems with my stomach, but now it's good. I will knock it.
You know, I know why I have it. I know what's going on, and that's important. And I know the reason because many people are adapting to higher levels of energy, which is now are spreading on Earth. You know, from the universe, we are starting to upgrade, and it's a snowball which is rolling downhill right now. And many more people are going to be infected, to put it that way, with that. With the virus in the positive way, the virus of recalibrating, recharging, renewing, refueling themselves. And sometimes you have to get rid of it stuff, and then you get a stomach problem like I have. So that's
Yes, I know what you mean. This is a transformation I have witnessed myself by different turbulent changes in my life, starting with divorce and moving from one town to another, and it's happening still. A lot of people around me are losing their jobs, stopping their business. Everything is happening. Everything is turbulating, and we should be aware of it, right? And try to not to give up and realize this is just a transformation to better.
You know, the main news features in media are not spreading the news we are talking about. Yeah, they are spreading wars and stuff like that and sharing problems. So if you are focusing too much on that one, that doesn't mean that you're not should have a look at it, but you know, you don't have to take it in. That's what I mean. And it's very important, and that's also, I think, very important in future maybe podcasts to focus on that too. You know, I'm not against media. I'm not against anything because what you resist persists. But I'm asking people to recognize what's going on in themselves and see how can I create a next level of fulfillment and flow in my life. And that sometimes means that I just get rid of inhaling and intaking all that negative news. So that's one of the things.
Frank, I meant the second volume seriously, and if we would, I would be very happy. And this is not important when will it be, but would you be willing to do one more podcast with me within, let's say, 2 months, within
Yeah.
2 months period?
No problem.
And would you be okay by scheduling now? Would you have a diary by you, by any chance?
Yeah,
Or do you prefer to call each other in that time?
no, you can set it up, but the first thing I would like to see how the first volume looks like, and then see how we proceed. But we can do that. It's in a month, the beginning of April, something like that.
Yes, it's a good idea. Yes. I would prefer the first of
Not
first of April or 6th of April for me is
the
good.
1st of April is a holiday here.
So let's make Saturday 6. Is it okay for you?
Saturday 6 could be.
And
yeah.
which time? I can anytime.
Saturday 6, 10 o'clock.
Yes, I have it. Frank podcast feeling Second volume. All right, I got it. 6th of April 2024, 10 o'clock a.m. CET.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we will cancel because we did it
Yeah,
today.
yeah, tomorrow we don't have to. Yeah. 10 o'clock.
Thank
And
you.
then before
Yes, go on,
that,
go on. Mhm.
before that, we will talk about the subject.
Definitely, definitely.
See how we can do that.
Yes, definitely. And I will check out, please be so kind and put your, if you want, if you feel like it, send me a link or put under, it would be even better for, if you like this to podcast with me, you can put under this video, you can put the link of your podcast.
For sure.
So that people can check it, and I will check it too, and I will prepare more for our next talk.
Okay. That's good. You want me to send it to you by mail? Probably, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please. It's a good idea. Thank you so much.
I will do that.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you for this interview. Thank you for the opportunity. And well, I'm curious to see how it all looks like, and if it is a little bit, if it makes sense.
I will send it today evening, yeah, to you, or tomorrow morning. Mhm.
Please, looking forward to it. Take good care.
You too, Frank. Bye.
And thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.